I just moved to the next slide, so you can go ahead and move the dot to if you've used Pear Deck or you have not used Pear Deck. All right. Ooh. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it in student pace, but please don't go too far ahead. You can stop at slide 10 once I put it in student pace just to let you practice to see what it's like. So now that I'm putting it on student pace, you guys have access to move on or toggle onto the next screen. And what's super neat about this is while you're doing this, I can actually see who's answering questions and who's going on to the next slide. And these are just great ways for your students to get involved. And as you'll see as you're going through the screen, it can be used for any grade level. So on page 4, it starts with something super easy. And then as you go through, the things start to get a little bit more difficult. And then back and forth. And there's different ways to answer questions. So some of them have drawing features. Some are writing, which is the same as drawing. Some will be moving, like draggable. Some will be number responses.
So those that are just joining right now, in the conversation box is the, I'll put it again. I'll put it right now again.
Christina, you have to go to Pear Deck. So there's a link in the chat box, or you can actually join from the Teams channel, the general channel, and you're going to log in with your 06 number. No, sorry, you're not a student. You're a teacher. Your P number. Just kidding.
And Jen, are you going to show us what you're seeing?
Yeah, I'm going to show them in a minute.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so I just stopped student pace. So you all probably moved to page 8. And so now I'm going to share my screen and show you what I see as a teacher. Just give me a second.
And actually, some people are like, okay, what's the difference between Pear Deck and Nearpod? To me, I think it's just totally different things of what you're looking for. And this is a feature that they say is a Nearpod.
All of a sudden, it just went.
Oh. They say it's in. Hi, Miss Seidel.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I just got on.
They say that this option is a Nearpod, but I honestly have not found it so quickly as in Pear Deck, where you're showing something and you can quickly toggle back and forth between the student working and then the teacher taking control of the lesson again.
And I haven't really used Nearpod. I tried it a couple of times, but when I was doing my math problems with the kids, the older kids, like my 4th and 5th graders, were saying that it's easier for them to write in Pear Deck. So that's why I prefer Pear Deck over Nearpod. So on this page, I'm just going to click on this one. So right now, you can sort this by who completed it first, or that by alphabetical order with students' names. You can also do a grid overlay so you can see where the answers are. So like these people that haven't dragged flags yet, you can tell who those are. And it's very quick and simple to check. I liked personally to leave it in the grid layout because you can see who has and hasn't answered questions. So it's a great way to monitor students' feedback on participating. I personally use it a lot for my groups. So you can use it for math problems and the kids can actually like write how to solve the problems and do things like that. I also use it when I'm doing spelling tasks. So if the kids don't have paper and I want to do like a quick like spelling test type thing, I just put a blank sheet of paper and the kids can write or type their words. And this way, you know who has mastered the skill and who has not. What's also neat about this is you can go back and forth between student paced and teacher paced. So right now I just put it back on student paced. So you guys are all going to go back to whatever page you were initially on. Does anybody have any questions so far?
No, it was just some troubleshooting.
Okay. But there's so many different things that you can use it for. So I tried to put in samples of things that could go for grades K all the way to 5th, as far as some tasks. And now I'm going to put it back on teacher pace. Let me stop sharing my screen though. Hold on. And I'm going to stop student paced, and you should go to page 11, which says, what is something you learned about Pear Deck? And then we'll get more into it. Jessica, I like how you brought up that your trial expired. We actually have a coupon code for you today to get 3 months free. So if you've already engaged in Pear Deck and you haven't used a coupon already, you should have the opportunity to put a coupon code. Or you can do what Katrina did, and she actually used a different email, not a Broward Schools email, but like a different personal Google email, and you can create a new account that way.
Yeah, so I like to do that. I like to go back and forth between Microsoft and Google just to get free. Another point, I think we're going to eventually bring this up, but
Yeah.
since you said Google right now, I don't know if any of you are part of like any Facebook groups that you get like Bitmoji slides or Google slides from those Facebook groups. But Pear Deck does work with Google. And then what you can do is just convert that Google into a PowerPoint or present right from there. So at the very end, we're going to show you how you can do this add-on feature. It only works on PowerPoint online. It does not work on your desktop app. But if you have any PowerPoints or if you have any Google slides that you really, really love, or if you buy them from Teachers Pay Teachers, I know some of us do, it has good content. Instead of putting it into a Nearpod, you can quickly present it to your students and get that feedback from your students by using Pear Deck.
Right. And now I'm going to take you to a different slide. So this is another one of the neat features with Pear Deck. So if you have a website, the kids go to the website, but they can't really, well, they can open new tabs, but they stay within the Pear Deck link by opening this slide. So Pear Deck does have some templates that they can use, or you can use to create. I personally make a lot of my own because I need to make it for my students. But again, as Katrina said, there's lots of things that you can use from Teachers Pay Teachers or other social media platforms. The next slide is Weekly Wonders. So you can sign up for that, and they send you some weekly wonders. I haven't used those yet because they really don't go towards what I do personally. The next one was Newsella. So Pear Deck and Newsella are friends. And I actually did subscribe to this week just to see what this was about. And they will send you a email with Newsella articles that have already been converted into Pear Decks. So that was pretty fun. You just sign up. The next one was, so the teacher's perspective I already showed you looks different than the student's dashboard. But what's really cool about this is you can also do a presenter mode. So if you're teaching in class, like face to face, you can project what the students would see on their screen. without having to write or draw on the screen. And then the kids do it independently. So that shows you the student's view. They see one slide at a time, and the teacher's view, they can see all the students' answers. There were different ways to join Pear Decks as we did it when we started this. When I first started today, I had embedded it into the Microsoft Teams channel. So you can do that as a way to get your students to log on. You can send them a link, or you can have them go to joinpd.com, or you can do what Katrina likes to do and do the anonymous join. Do you want to tell them what that?
So I always had students saying, oh, when I click it, I have to log in and I have to put my 06 number. So to curve all of that, I can't get in. I have changed the settings to anonymous user. So what that means is you don't have them log in through any platform. It assigns them a little animal. So I think that would be a great thing for kindergarten and first grade. It simply is just you find the conversation box, or you can put it on your Canvas page or wherever the kids are clicking, and all they do is click. That's it, and they're in it right away. It doesn't have to log into anything. And then something that I've done is it'll assign them an animal.
And that's
like I said, like a zebra or a mollusk. They love that. And they see their little animal. And then on the very first slide, I tell them to write their name. So right there on the first slide, they write their name, and I know which animal is assigned to what student. So then when I collect the data, I quickly see, oh, look, Bobby wasn't doing anything on his Pear Deck, or he was just scribbling the entire time, so that I can, call them out. But it really holds students accountable, as opposed to me just presenting and talking, having them do some work on their own. I can see what they're doing.
And the kids really do like doing it. I know my groups, whenever I see my students, if like today for one of my groups, I did not use Pear Deck for math. And the kids were like, why aren't we doing Pear Deck today? And I said, because we're reviewing, I want to make sure you know the content. So tomorrow we'll use Pear Deck. And if I don't do Pear Deck with them tomorrow, they will not be happy with me. There's 6 different question types with Pear Deck. I know the draw feature is only for the premium version, which you guys will have access to once you sign up today. I did a donor's choose for Pear Deck because I knew my time was running out on my free thing, and I had the parents actually contribute to it, and I'm so glad I did. And I think it was $150 maybe. I don't remember. It's on the website.
You can also be part of your weekly, what's it called, wallet?
Yes,
if you haven't used
your
all your
class
money
wallet.
Yeah, it's approved there as well.
Immersive Reader is within Pear Deck, or Pear Deck has Immersive Reader. So on the bottom of your screen, it should have the little Immersive Reader thing, and it would read the text to you. The next slide is some feedback. So teachers have the opportunity of providing feedback to their students based on slides. I didn't do any right now, but if you give me, I'll put back in student pace in a few minutes for you to explore some more, and I'll provide some feedback, and it'll pop up on your screen. The other neat feature of Pear Deck right now is that you can do shared teachers dashboards. So for example, I know I've sent links to Shelby because Shelby's kids, for me, I have all of her kids in one group, and I knew she was on Pear Deck, so I can send links to you guys, or you guys can work collaboratively. Or if you have an aide, you send them the link, and they can actually provide students feedback, or they can do the lesson and you provide the feedback. And there's a little video in here that shows that. I think it's like 3 minutes. I'm not going to let you watch it right now, although you might have already started. And then basically the teachers can provide feedback and share it together. And then that's just the last little, well, not the last slide, but one of the last slides. So do you think you would be willing to use Pear Deck with your students? You just drag the little button to yes or no. Remember, I can see who answers and who doesn't answer, so hopefully you're actively participating in this session. I have a lot of no responses.
I call my students out. You know,
I'm not going to do that.
I don't think Jen's going to do that right now.
I'm not going to do that to people, but I will say, good job, Alicia. Good job, Angela. Good job, Jackie.
Use that to call my students out.
But it's a great way to motivate your students. So on this slide, if you guys click on the little start your free trial, this is how you'll be able to sign up for Pear Deck if you haven't already done so. Again, use your Microsoft credentials if you haven't already used your Microsoft account, your free account.
Or jump over, if you already used that, jump over to Gmail. No, don't do that because we have a code for you guys today.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for Flowcabulary too. Just let me plug that in there. Oh, okay. So yeah, Shelby says she got reimbursed right away from Class Wallet. That's great that they approved that.
Yeah.
I think on our last slide, we're also going to show that they're giving some premium accounts away.
I don't want to click too fast because I don't want to knock people out of this. Actually, let me put you back in student pays. Okay, I put you in student pays, so you're probably going to go to the last page that you were on. So you're going to have to toggle to find the page that you were on.
Oh,
if
no.
you're joining, it's page 27.
Okay, I'm going to see Ms. Zaletta if I can walk you through that. If not, maybe you can share your screen at the end and then I could help you with it. So yeah, it's a little tricky how to get there. Actually, it wasn't even as an add-in until over the summer. I took a training and then I called Mimi and I said, listen, I want to use this. She goes, okay, let me call my guy. She called her guy. He got the add-in. I don't think a lot of people are using it, but I mean, it serves its purpose for what you're doing. So yeah.
So slide 27 is how you would join for those of you that are still sitting on the first slide. And that's what's really neat about this too, is I can tell who's on what slide. So if you have students that aren't paying attention, you can call them out on it.
I use this for math. Miss Sieber, shout out to Miss Sieber. She makes some amazing PowerPoints for us to review. Can I share my screen, Jen?
Yeah.
Okay, so she makes some amazing PowerPoints for us to review with our students for math. So instead of the students sitting there, you know, with this PowerPoint and just going through the PowerPoint, I then have the students do it in Pear Deck to then hold them accountable for who's getting what, who's understanding. So if your teammates are spending the time and effort or money through Teachers Pay Teachers and getting things through PowerPoint or through Google Slides, I mean, it would definitely be something you might want to try out. Just to, there we go. You try it with your students and now you're holding them accountable for what they're doing and what they're learning.
For those of you that say that the link isn't working, if you just go, like, do a search for peardeck.com or go to Pear Deck, it might be app.peardeck.com. It should work. Hold on, let me see.
And here's another one that I'm showing you. So it's not only for academics, it can be something, you know, art related where kids can express themselves. Like Jen had said before, the students like the draw feature a lot more in Pear Deck than in Nearpod. And so when I was the media specialist, we did International Dot Day. So I did a Pear Deck and allowed the students to create their drawings through Pear Deck. So that's what they made for Dot Day. And they were able to, you know, have fun with that. You let me know, Jen, when you want me to show how to add it on.
Hold on.
Okay.
For those of you that are stuck, there's arrows on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, and that's how you can toggle to the next page right now.
Okay. Ms.
On
Carter,
page 28 is the link to get 3 months free premium access. If that doesn't work for you, hold on, I'm gonna get a code off mine. I'll give you the code for another.
or you want it from my email?
No, I have the card.
Okay. Yeah, after the 30 days, Cindy, is when you can put in the code that we're going to give you, and then that'll give you the 3
An
months.
additional time.
So we wanted you guys to do the 30 days first because that comes with just signing up, and then we'll give you the rest of the time, and it'll take you probably to the end of the year. Yep.
Or close to it.
Yep.
Hold on, let me put that in there. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And then Katrina's going to show you now how you can do the add-on, right?
Yes. Okay. So again, like I said, it has to be through an online PowerPoint, and you can get to that through your waffle in your email, or you can go to Office 365. Do I have, yeah, your Office 365. Just get on PowerPoint online. Okay. Once you're there, you're going to click Insert, and then the ellipsis all the way to the right will give you add-ins. So you click that. And then check to see admin managed. It should be there. If it's not, then that's something that maybe you could hit refresh or upload my add-ins. I hope I didn't make it disappear by saying refresh. It was, okay, no, here we go. It should work. If not, we could leave the time at the end for whoever's having any trouble. Okay, so there it is, Pear Deck. You're going to click add and then get started with Pear Deck. So here we have, then you go home, make sure you're on the home. Now the ellipsis to the right is going to have Pear Deck at the bottom, okay? And it's an add-in on the side that will prompt you to log in, but I've already logged in, so I could choose to present.
But before you click on choose to present, when she scrolls down, there's buttons at the bottom. So ABCs, the multiple choice, the numbers. So that's where you need to select what add-in you want to put on each slide. So like some of the slides were writing slides or draggable slides. That's where you would pick which one you want to do, and you'll literally just tap it. You need to make sure that the Pear Deck, like the QR code, attaches to the bottom of the slide, because I know sometimes, especially if you change the size of your PowerPoint or change the layout of the paper, sometimes it gets confused onto where it needs to put that. So it'll go underneath the page or in the middle of the page. If it's not right on the bottom, it's not going to work for the kids. So you might have to start, I sometimes start at the back of my PowerPoint presentation, especially if I've changed the layout of the paper, and then it'll figure out where it needs to go.
Yep. So after you log in, this is what Jen was talking about. And then it'll show up on the bottom if you did it correctly. So I'm going to delete what I have here. So right now on this particular slide, so you would just click from slide to slide on what you want. Here's my slide. I have nothing. And now I want it to be a draw. As soon as I click my draw, there it is along the bottom. And students will be able to draw just like you did when it's interactive. And then once I've done all my slides or whichever slides I did want by adding the student question, then I'm ready to present. You can do it student paced and put it into Canvas, or you can do it instructor paced. And then once you're there on either mode, then you can switch it back really easily how Jen had showed. So I would like to do instructor pace, and this is what you get.
And in the event that you forget to put a student like response type, you have the opportunity to add it once you're in Pear Deck presenting, because sometimes I've missed a slide and when I'm going to do it, the kids are like, it's not working because maybe the question type didn't pair itself properly, but I can go back and add it. Or you can actually upload other Pear Deck questions from the Pear Deck templates once you're in a PowerPoint presentation.
Right. I'm glad you said that, because that's what I like too about Pear Deck is if you need to make any changes. Oh, yay, it worked for you, Ms. Aletta. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. So if you need to make any changes on a Nearpod, it's a little more difficult, a little more tedious, but PowerPoint and presenting with Pear Deck lets you do a lot of like live training. If kids are not understanding, I will add in a new slide and share it again, and then I got something else for them. So it really allows you to do that.
But if you change your PowerPoint in the middle, it will not update the Pear Deck. You have to start a new Pear Deck.
Yep.
Don't use the same code, or otherwise all the slides are going to be the same way that you did it.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Are we good, Jen?
Yeah, but I'm going to show them the last thing. So hold on.
And then I'll do the wheel of names.
So go back into your original Pear Deck, and I'm going to put it on teacher paste for a second. Well, let me do stop student paste. And I'm going to take you to, so on Twitter, I discovered that you can win a year's worth of Pear Deck by doing this. The link is in there. If it doesn't work for some reason, you can go to this website right here, HUBS, and we'll put it in the chat box for you.
I'll go there now.
Okay. And so you can win a year's worth of subscription. I think to do this, though, you have to be a Google person, but I'm not 100% sure. I did already do it, and I know like Shelby did it because I notified the people that were on Twitter that I knew that had already used Pear Deck. So that was there. Did you get it, Katrina?
Yeah. Why can't I just click it from anything here? I'm in the PowerPoint, that's why.
Oh, okay. So, and then if you could, before you leave today, if you could just go to the Microsoft Center or Microsoft Education and put our codes in, that would be great.
And then before everybody goes, some of you might already know this website. It's called, I'm going to share. It's called Wheel of Names. And you quickly just put the names on the side. You can change the color if you are like, oh, who's going to be the next reader, blah, blah, blah. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raffle off some swag. I have 2 lanyards, 2 Flipgrid lanyards, and then 2 phone stands. How ironic, 2 Nearpod phone stands. Okay. We love Nearpod. We still love Nearpod, but we just want to give you guys other options for whatever you're doing.
And some of you will be lucky enough to get some Pear stickers from Pear Deck.
Yes, if I find mine. Okay.
Well, I have too. So
let's see who's the winner. Oh, this is for the lanyard. Okay. So Miss Smith for the lanyard. Miss Smith, can you give a whoop whoop? Whoop whoop! Yay! Oh, good. We have audience. We actually have people here. Okay, so you get a lanyard, Miss Smith. All right. That's what they do at the, what is it called?
Oh, at the tech meetup.
At the tech meetup, they do this. Jessica! Jessica, you get that. Jessica, you get a phone stand.
No, you can give it to someone else. I have that one too.
Oh, you have that one?
I do. I have the Nearpod.
Okay, so, all right. Good, so then somebody else, let's see. Oh, Miss Plata. you get a phone stand, Plata. Okay, let's keep going. So it's just something fun to do that you can do with your students. It's wheelofnames.com. Oh, Miss Fusa. Miss Fusa, you get a lanyard. Woo. Oh, let me see if I have more so your daughters don't fight. And then this is for the last phone stand. It's so slow. Miss McLaughlin. All right. All right, guys. And if anybody has any questions on Pear Deck, please let us know. We're here to help, or any other tech, that maybe we could help with. We're here for you. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. And hopefully it'll help you and your students. And if anybody wants to stay on to troubleshoot anything in particular, let us know. But thank you, Jen, for your work in putting this together, and for everybody else that, participated along.
And seriously, if you guys need help with it, just let us know. And a lot of your kids have already been doing Pear Deck, especially if they've gone with me. If they're my kids, they're using Pear Deck.
Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh, look at
I know, that was so cute.
That rocks. Oh, and once you guys get your little Pear stickers, if you're on Twitter, say, oh,
yes, tweet it out, please.
Yeah. We listen to Share the Pear. All right, thank you, guys. Thanks for the thanks.
Vasella, I have a question.
Yeah.
So for the math review that I just made, on each slide, there's like a different animal GIF. So like it automatically, like if you click on it, then